Plead my cause, O Lord, with them that strive with me. Fight against them that fight against me. Take hold of shield and buckler, and stand up for mine help. Draw out also the spear, and stop the way against them that persecute me. Say unto my soul, I am thy salvation. Let them be confounded and put to shame that seek after my soul. Let them be turned back and brought to confusion that devise my hurt. Let them be as chaff before the wind, and let the angel of the Lord chase them. Let their way be dark and slippery, and let the angel of the Lord persecute them. For without cause have they hid for me their net in a pit, which without cause they have digged for my soul. Let destruction come upon him at unawares, and let his net that he hath hid catch himself. Into that very destruction let him fall. And my soul shall be joyful in the Lord. It shall rejoice in his salvation. All my bones shall say, Lord, who is like unto thee, which deliverest the poor from him that is too strong for him, yea, the poor and the needy from him that spoileth him. False witnesses did rise up. They laid to my charge things that I knew not. They rewarded me evil for good, to the spoiling of my soul. But as for me, when they were sick, my clothing was sackcloth. I humbled my soul with fasting, and my prayer returned into mine own bosom. I behaved myself as though he had been my friend or brother. I bowed down heavily, as one that mourneth for his mother. But in mine adversity they rejoiced, and gathered themselves together. Yea, the abjects gathered themselves together against me, and I knew it not. They did tear me, and ceased not. With hypocritical mockers in feasts, they gnashed upon me with their teeth. Lord, how long wilt thou look on? Rescue my soul from their destructions, my darling from the lions. I will give thee thanks in the great congregation. I will praise thee among much people. Let not them that are mine enemies wrongfully rejoice over me. Neither let them wink with the eye that hate me without a cause. For they speak not peace, but they devise deceitful matters against them that are quiet in the land. Yea, they opened their mouth wide against me, and said, Aha, aha, our eye hath seen it. This thou hast seen, O Lord. Keep not silence, O Lord, be not far from me. Stir up thyself, and awake to my judgment, even unto my cause, my God and my Lord. Judge me, O Lord my God, according to thy righteousness, and let them not rejoice over me. Let them not say in their hearts, Ah, so would we have it. Let them not say, We have swallowed him up. Let them be ashamed and brought to confusion, together that rejoice at mine hurt. Let them be clothed with shame and dishonor, that magnify themselves against me. Let them shout for joy, and be glad, that favor my righteous cause. Yea, let them say continually, Let the Lord be magnified, which hath pleasure in the prosperity of his servant. And my tongue shall speak of thy righteousness, and of thy praise all the day long. Certainly, let's delve into an explanation of a psalm, and break down its themes, language, and messages to ensure it is understandable. We'll assume a psalm that is commonly known, Psalm 23. Psalm 23 is a profound and comforting passage, recognized for its beautiful depiction of the Lord as a shepherd. Its simplicity and depth offer reassurance and hope to readers, making it one of the most memorized and recited psalms. Let's explore Psalm 23 to understand its timeless message. The opening line, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want," instantly paints a picture of God as a caregiver who provides and watches over his people. By likening the Lord to a shepherd, a role known for guiding, protecting, and nurturing sheep, the psalmist conveys a sense of trust and safety. In ancient times, shepherds were vital for the well-being of their flocks, and thus, comparing God to a shepherd illustrates his role as a provider and guardian. The phrase, "I shall not want," indicates that with God's guidance, all needs are fulfilled, implying spiritual, emotional, and physical necessities. As the psalm progresses, He makes me lie down in green pastures, suggests peace and rest. Green pastures symbolize abundance and tranquility, places where sheep can rest without fear. This imagery reassures the faithful that God leads them to places of peace and contentment. Following this, He leads me beside still waters, adds to the picture of serenity. Still waters differ from turbulent ones, representing calm and stability. Together, these images assure readers that under God's care they can find rest and restoration in a world that often feels chaotic and harsh. The psalm continues, "He restores my soul." This phrase speaks to the refreshing and renewing power of God. Restoring the soul implies healing and replenishing of one's internal state. Life's difficulties often leave individuals spiritually weary, but this line offers a promise of renewal. God acts as a source of spiritual strength, reviving faith and hope. He leads me in paths of righteousness for His name's sake, suggests God directs believers towards a life of virtue and integrity. Righteousness here refers to living according to God's principles. The fact that it is for His name's sake implies that this guidance is part of His divine plan and is consistent with His nature. Living righteously leads to a deeper relationship with God, aligning with His moral values and divine will. The familiar passage, "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me," brings comfort amidst adversity. The valley of the shadow of death can be seen as a metaphor for life's darkest times, where fear and uncertainty are prevalent. The psalmist assures believers that with God's presence, there is no need for fear. This line emphasizes God's protection, even in the most perilous circumstances. His presence calms fears and gives courage, reinforcing faith over fear. "Your rod and your staff, they comfort me," elaborates on this protection. A shepherd's rod and staff are tools used for guiding and defending sheep. Metaphorically, these tools represent God's protection and guidance. The rod defends against threats, and the staff directs the sheep, ensuring their safety. Knowing that God is equipped to defend and guide brings comfort to the believer, even amid life's trials. The psalm shifts to a banquet scene with, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies." This depicts God's provision and favor even when surrounded by adversaries. A prepared table suggests abundance and fellowship, and having it in the presence of enemies demonstrates God's protection and blessing, acting as a powerful affirmation of divine favor. "You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows," continues this banquet imagery. Anointing with oil can symbolize consecration and honor, denoting a special blessing and indicating favor and selection by God. An overflowing cup signifies abundance and plenty, suggesting that God's blessings are bountiful and generously bestowed upon the faithful. This indicates not only provision, but superabundance, emphasizing God's generosity. The closing lines, "Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever," encapsulate the psalm's promise of lifelong divine companionship. The presence of goodness and mercy throughout life implies that God's love and kindness are perpetual companions through all experiences. This assurance extends beyond earthly life, suggesting eternal communion with God. In summary, Psalm 23 paints a vivid picture of God's unwavering guidance, protection, and provision. It reassures believers of His constant presence and the peace that comes with faith in divine protection. Whether faced with tranquility or adversity, the psalm teaches that God's care is unending and sufficient, providing both temporal and eternal comfort. Its simple yet profound statements offer timeless encouragement to those seeking reassurance in their spiritual journey.